Hey everybody, this is Jan Lam with Fortune Homes Construction. I'm super excited about meeting with Tom Cotter here, who represents Greener Side Homes LLC, a fix and flipper here in Northern Virginia. Just completed a house here in Bristol, Virginia. Hey Tom, how you doing?
Good, Jan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great. So Tom, quick question. When you first bought this house, what were you thinking when you first saw its condition?
Honestly, Jan, I was terrified.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was so bad, especially when we started taking up some of the flooring inside. That's when the fear really hit me.
Okay.
So it wasn't a good feeling.
Wasn't a good feeling, okay. But regardless, you already bought the house and you got to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you looking for in a contractor when you're getting quotes from other people and everything?
So communication is huge for me. I like when someone can call me back right away, which is what you did. You called me back within 2 minutes. And what I loved about you is you said, I can meet you there today. I believe it was the same day.
Okay.
Maybe it was the next day, but it was right away. And to me, I really appreciated that.
Okay.
And I love when you came here, you really explored all the aspects of the home. You started talking about a return on investment for certain items. And to me, that really clicked. I was like, this is exactly what I want to hear as an investor. How can I get my ARV higher than spending the least amount of money? So when you said that, to me, it was like, cha-ching, you know.
Awesome. And typically when you interview other contractors, how's your conversation with them compared to us?
They're just not as detailed. You capture everything. So when I look at the scope of work, I don't have to worry about anything being added on. You guys, you know, with the vents, the grading, you guys picked all of it. You guys are aware of what the home inspector is going to be looking for.
Okay.
And to me, that's huge that you're aware of that. So that went a long way with me.
Awesome, awesome. Well guys, we're outside in the house right now, and that's the house in the background right now. So we're gonna go and continue this interview on the inside, so that way you can see the work that was done inside, all right? Okay guys, so we're inside the house right now, and we're in this beautiful kitchen that was renovated completely A to Z. So Tom, just out of curiosity, when we first came into this house, what was this kitchen like? What did it look like? What color was it? What were your thoughts?
It was completely dilapidated. Everything, there was grease, the window was over there, the cabinets was completely butchered. I mean, the home was built in 1906 and it showed.
Wow.
So it wasn't like a traditional home where you're rehabbing something that was built in the 90s where it's just easy to pull in and put new stuff in. Everything was just out of place.
Okay.
And things, the wiring, everything looked bad. And you can see what it looks like now. It's truly a night and day difference between the two.
Okay, and one of the things you were looking in the contractor, when we walked in, one of the first things we said immediately was the outlets are not in the right spots.
Correct,
right?
yes.
And we immediately highlighted certain things that we know need to do to pass quote unquote county building code, right? Those kinds of information and knowledge, was that valuable to you, or how did you take that information?
It was very valuable to me. It's just something that you don't really take into account. You know, you're thinking about what can I do with the kitchen and the bathroom. You're not thinking about, is this going to be up the code? I'm not thinking about the height of the switch.
Right.
So for you to bring that up it's huge. You know, we don't want to replace them where they're at, and then, you know, we do a home inspection, we got to rip everything out. So it's very critical and important that we establish everything initially so we don't have problems down the line.
Right. Okay. And I know you mentioned in the other earlier that the floors were sagging down. All right. How about the ceilings? What was your first intake, or first feeling about the ceiling?
Worried because of the sloping, and for me that I see an expense.
Okay.
So the ceilings were in terrible condition. I mean, they were at different heights in different areas. Same thing with the second level. The bathroom went up to like 6'8" and then went to like maybe 5'9" at one point. So it was just, it was very bad. And same thing with the floors. Everything was wavy and not correct. So.
And the great state of Virginia, you need to be at least 6'8" to make it legal height for finishable space. And so in many areas, it didn't meet that requirement. And so because we had to replace the ceiling anyways, all right, you notice that the ceiling here is not 6 foot or 7 foot anymore. I believe it's 8 foot or higher.
Yes,
right?
correct.
You know, we decided to replace the entire thing, right? So now the whole ceiling's level from house end to end. What kind of value do you think that helped increase in your ARV when it comes to resale purposes?
I think it helped out tremendously because to get the ARV I was looking for, you're not going to be able to come in this home and have the slopes. And the other thing is, this home feels like a new construction home based on everything being done correctly. So if I had kept that slanted ceilings, I think people would have came in here and they would have had a negative connotation. Okay, if that's off, what else could be off?
Exactly. So we want to find one bad thing, they start looking for every other bad thing. Right?
Correct,
And
exactly.
we want to prevent that altogether. Instead, we want to let them see the good things, the wow factor, so they can be wowed in other things, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And then also the house was really claustrophobic. I believe this room was separated from another one, and there was a load-bearing wall here.
Correct.
Were you worried about load-bearing components of the house, and what were your thoughts there?
Well, I mean, I wanted to have an open floor plan. That's what's going to make the house seem bigger. It's not necessarily a large house, so we need to utilize the space and make it seem as open as possible. So when you guys brought up the recommendation about taking out the walls, of course I was worried, are they load bearing? But you guys were able to verify otherwise. We were able to rip out all of this and make it all open. Before, like I said, it was very claustrophobic, very enclosed. And opening that up, and then it made the home look so much bigger.
Awesome, awesome. And part of your resale experience, now generally contractors, once they're done, right? You don't hear from them again until you call them.
Correct.
What was your experience with us after we were done with this project?
You were staying in contact with me, you were checking on how things were going. On top of that, when the home inspection came up for just the smallest little items, you guys took care of it, no problem whatsoever.
Okay.
So it was perfect. And like you said, once a lot of contractors, once they get that final payment, they're gone. You try to get them to help you out with other stuff. They're MIA. You were there, like, hey, what do you need? And yeah, it was great.
Okay, awesome. And then part of selling a house, you have the appraisal. Of course, you have the home inspection for the buyer. Now, on the list of items that the buyer that you got for under contract here actually wanted for you to fix, was it pretty extensive that they want?
No, it was very, very minimal items.
Okay.
Cross check on the wire, which I think took Jim just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Basically that was it. I mean, they wanted the manuals to like the appliances, so just the most minuscule stuff.
Right. Okay, awesome. And generally, contractors make money by doing more work, right?
Yes.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, there was one item in the home inspection that they wanted done that would have been really extensive. Right?
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Okay.
for the crawl space.
For the crawl space, right? And what was our suggestion for you about the crawl space?
Was to not do it.
Was to not do it.
Yes.
Okay. And to negotiate it out so that way
Correct.
you wouldn't have to spend more money in doing that.
Correct.
So, in other words, we as a construction company lost out on an opportunity for more work by
Yes.
suggesting you save money.
Correct. Yeah, that's an item that I could have said, hey, we want you guys to fix, but you said, hey, you don't have to do that. So, that's potential work for you guys.
Exactly. And for the people who are watching in, our biggest thing for Four Tones Construction is that we are also fix and flip investors. We want to help our clients have huge margins, so that way when they do new deals, they can have more capital for the next deal and snowball that effect on and on and on and so forth. So your success is truly our success.
Yes.
Right. So we're not there just to get little jobs here and there. We're there for the long-term relationship. Okay. Great stuff. So let's go upstairs now. Okay, so we're here in the master shower right now, and yes, I'm sharing a shower with Tom here, all right? So Tom, when you first bought this house, there was one bathroom upstairs, and there was one downstairs, right?
Correct.
So what was this bathroom originally like?
It was not good. This is the one where the ceiling was sloping significantly to the point where I was basically hitting my head here, but here was okay. The door originally was facing out here, so we transformed this into the master bathroom, which I think really helped out the ARV, because people who buy a house, they're going to want their own bathroom.
Right.
But to go back to your original question, it was a night and day difference. It's hard to even describe it in words, from what it originally looked like to what it looks like now.
Okay,
so.
Awesome. And I think one of the things that because we had, we want to think about a good wow factor, because we want to really drive up the ARV, and we suggested that to spend a little bit more money to have dual showers because we had a lot of space here, and also to install linear drains at the bottom, so that way it looks more unique and more modern, right? Do you think that was a good return on investment?
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it, and you had brought up the option, and you brought up the additional cost, and you said, "Hey, we got the walls already torn out. This would be a great selling point, and it's not going to be that much money." And you know, my relatives and friends that I've shown this shower to, they just like, "Oh my gosh, it's amazing and beautiful." For a small cost, it's easy. You recoup that plus so much more with the ARV. So investments like this it's great that you would recommend.
Awesome, thank you. Likewise with the niche, you know, it's very big. Usually you see a smaller one, but since it's a big shower, we did a big one for another wow factor. So dual shower heads, I'm under one, you're under one,
Yep.
and it's still pretty spacious for 2 people, right? And people can use this to wash their pets with a wand here and everything, right? And a lot of different imaginary things you can think of.
Yep.
And so, you know, usually most contractors, based on scope, they'll charge a fee. So for example, you know, if they want to add a dual shower, dual diverter, dual wand, there's a specific fee for that, right? But for us, we said, you know what? The wall's already open. It only takes our guys another couple hours with some more PVC pipe. We just put it up real quick, and then you'll have a multiplier effect of what? 20x.
Oh, at least.
Right?
Yeah.
Spend what, another $500, but you're probably getting $10,000 of value in your resale, right?
Exactly.
So
That's
those
exactly
are
what I saw.
awesome, good stuff. So, and then in addition to the dual vanities that you guys will see here later on once we turn the camera. All right. Okay, so we're at the front door of the house right now. So this obviously is a first impression for every homeowner, and we want this to be a wow factor. So Tom, originally, when you first bought this house, how wide was this door in the front here?
It wasn't wide enough. Jan brought to my attention that most furniture is not going to fit through this door. So again, it's good to be able to utilize his expertise. It's just something that wouldn't cross my mind. This home was built in, like I said, in 1906. So there's a lot of things that maybe a normal investor might not be aware of. So you brought up a great point that the door was too small, and then had you guys widen it for me.
Awesome. So now we have a 36-inch door. We painted it red with black hardware, and it looks beautiful, right? In addition to that, because this house was built, you know, a while back, the poles here, were very traditional and round with, I believe there was a fence here before that looked really dated, okay? So instead of repairing it, we just threw it out, right?
Yeah, and that kind of surprised me because I was like, oh, maybe the fence would be nice, but once I saw the fence was out, I was like, wow, it looks a lot more open.
Right.
So it's a repair that I got to avoid to have to pay. So.
And sometimes there's certain things to where you just gotta throw out. It's not worth repairing because the return on investment is just not worth it, right?
Exactly.
Hauling it away would be cheaper than repainting it, refixing it, all the rotted wood that was here already.
Yeah.
Okay. And plus now, you know, because the poles are actually still here, right? All we did was just box it in to make it look more square, so that way it squares off with all the handles and the doors, and everything matches.
It matches very well, and it has a very modern look with the square post compared to what it was before. So
awesome. And last question: when you sold this house, did you get more than you originally expected?
Yes, we got way more than I was originally expecting. A lot more. So.
And what do you think contributed to that?
I think what happened was they saw the house from the outside, and then they went inside and said, "Wow, I need to buy this home now." The quality of work, the craftsmanship that you put in here allowed for a very quick sell. This home, interesting fact about this home, it was on the market for less than 24 hours, and we had it under contract.
Wow.
And like I said, I attribute that to them walking inside, seeing how beautiful everything was, and saying, "We need to get this house now."
And that was before a weekend, right?
That was before the weekend.
Any weekend traffic, so
Correct.
they beat to it. So they knew if they had the weekend, they probably would have lost it.
Exactly.
So they were smart to act on it right away.
Exactly.
Awesome, good stuff. So Tom, thank you so much. Congratulations on your house here.
Thank
we
you,
look forward
Jan.
to doing more
Appreciate
deals in
it.
the future, okay?
Absolutely, sounds good.
And there you have it, guys. Tom with Greener Side Homes, LLC, doing much more here in Prince William County, Fauquier County, and other places in Northern Virginia. So make sure you look him up because he'll be doing some great things in the very near future, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.